He's the greatest figure skater alive. He crashed at the Olympics. And 2 cats brought him back. Here's the part the news didn't tell you. He landed a quadruple axel at 17. He became a living legend they call the Quad God. He stood on the Olympic stage in Milan in front of the entire world, and then, in one devastating performance, everything crumbled. But here's what nobody saw coming. The thing that pulled him back from the edge. It wasn't a new coach. It wasn't a grueling training program. It wasn't even a sports psychologist. It was something so unexpected, so surprisingly simple, that when he finally revealed it, the internet couldn't stop talking about it. This is the story of Ilia Malinin, and the secret that changed everything. To understand why this moment matters so much, you have to understand the weight this 21-year-old has been carrying. Ilia Malinin isn't just a figure skater. He is, by most accounts, the most technically gifted male figure skater alive today. The boy who became the first person in history to land a ratified quadruple axel in competition. The Quad God. A name whispered with equal parts reverence and awe in skating arenas across the globe. But with greatness comes pressure. And the 2026 season brought more pressure than anything Malinin had ever faced before. This wasn't just another world championship. This was the Olympics. The Milan Cortina Winter Games. The stage every athlete spends their entire life building toward. And the whole world, Team USA, his coaches, millions of fans, was watching. What happened next is something Malinin has been brutally honest about. In the individual free skate finals on February 13th, the pressure became something almost physical. He's described the noise, the mental weight, the immense expectation that seemed to close in on him mid-performance. He finished 8th place at the Olympics, for a man many considered unbeatable. Think about that for a second. You are 21 years old. You've just had the worst performance of your career, on the biggest stage in the world, broadcast to hundreds of millions of people. You wear the Team USA flag on your chest, and you have to find a way to come back. Most people would collapse under that kind of weight. Most people would disappear for a while, regroup in private, go quiet. But Malinin didn't do any of that. He went home, and he sat down with his cats, Misty and Mayu Mayu. That's their names. 2 cats who, according to Ilia Malinin himself, quite literally turned his life around. Now, before you write that off as a cute celebrity story, hold on. Because what Malinin is describing here is something far deeper than just a man who likes animals. He's describing a complete psychological reset. A mental wellness strategy that, when you hear him explain it, sounds less like a quirky hobby and more like something the world's top performance coaches are only now beginning to understand. In an exclusive interview, Malinin opened up with a level of vulnerability that felt almost rare for elite athletes at his level. He said, and this is worth paying close attention to, I feel like this is one of the best seasons I've had, just because I got cats. Like, they really turned my life around. Genuinely, I feel like they're my therapy now. Therapy. That's the word he used. Not a metaphor. Not a throwaway line. Therapy. He went on, when I don't feel good or need to just relax and feel comfortable, I'll always find them and hang out with them, so it's really a game changer. A game changer. For an Olympic athlete. For a man who lands jumps that no other human being on Earth can successfully complete. For someone operating at the absolute pinnacle of human physical achievement. And here's where it gets really interesting. Because Malinin didn't stop there. He started talking about what he calls the cat personality. The idea that there's something about the way cats move through the world, independent, unbothered, graceful, present, that he has actively tried to internalize in his own mental approach. He even noted that research shows cats are more independent than dogs, and that independence is something he admires and aspires to as a competitor. He said this philosophy is literally how he skates on the ice. It's what helps him maintain what he calls a good mentality. Now pair that with the mindset shift he described going into the World Figure Skating Championships in Prague, just 6 weeks after Milan. He walked in with a completely different internal framework. Gone was the crushing Olympic pressure. In its place was something quieter, more focused, more deliberate. He told reporters, it wasn't so much high stakes, high pressure. It was really the fact that I had to come in with a different mindset, and then also just trying to enjoy why I love the sport so much. And what happened? He won his third consecutive World Championship title. A performance that commentators called, and I quote, a remarkable comeback. Think about the mental architecture required for that. 6 weeks earlier, you finished 8th at the Olympics. 6 weeks later, you're standing on top of the world again. That's not just talent. That's psychological resilience at a level most adults will never touch. And Malinin seems to know exactly where that resilience comes from now. There's also a business dimension to this story that's worth paying attention to. Malinin has partnered with Shiba, yes, the cat food brand, on a campaign called Ignored to Adored. And while brand partnerships are nothing new for Olympic athletes, what's striking here is how authentically Malinin speaks about it. He didn't chase a check. The cats came first. The partnership followed. He says he chose Shiba because the cats help me feel better, and they help me skate better. That's not corporate language. That's a 21-year-old world champion telling you, with complete sincerity, that 2 small animals changed the trajectory of his athletic career. There's a lesson buried in here, and it's one that goes far beyond figure skating. We live in a world that worships the grind, the hustle, the relentless, punishing pursuit of excellence. We celebrate athletes who train until they bleed, who sacrifice everything for gold. And yes, Malinin does all of that. He is, by every measure, an elite competitor who pushes his body to its absolute limits. But he's also discovered something that the most successful people in the world are quietly beginning to acknowledge. That rest is not weakness. That softness is not failure. That finding something small and warm and unconditionally present, whether it's a pet, a ritual, a moment of stillness, can be the very thing that holds a champion together when everything else is falling apart. Malinin put it beautifully when he reflected on the entire season. It's been a long, stressful season with a lot of ups and downs. So just the fact that being able to be done, I'm really proud of that. Pride. Not just in the gold medal. In surviving. In coming back. In making it through with his love for the sport intact. He said his Olympic fame has been a drastic change, that he can't go to a store or a local skating rink anymore without being recognized. But the responses he gets aren't pressure. They're warmth. People telling him they appreciate what he does for the country. And in those moments, you can almost feel the weight lifting. Because here's what Ilia Malinin represents right now, and why this story is resonating far beyond the figure skating community. He is proof that you can fall at the highest possible moment, on the highest possible stage, in front of the entire world, and still come back. Not just come back, but come back better. More self-aware, more grounded, more deeply connected to the reason you started in the first place. And sometimes, the thing that gets you there is a cat named Mayu Mayu. So here's what I want to leave you with. The next time you feel overwhelmed by pressure, by expectations, by failure, by the weight of everything you're trying to build, remember Ilia Malinin. Remember that the quad god himself found peace, not in more training, not in more sacrifice, but in something simple, quiet, and alive. What's your version of Misty and Mayu Mayu? Drop it in the comments below. And if this story hit different for you, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because we dive deep into the stories behind the champions every single week. The world only sees the gold medal. We show you everything else.